Hi guys, I just thought of something. I probably shouldn't be putting this many videos out, so I just put one out the other day, but I thought of something good I want to give you guys a quick little tip on. Something I've learned. I've been running these green Swhackers from Walmart, the 100 grain ones, the 2-inch cut, for several seasons now. I think this past season was my third season with them. And so one of the things I've learned running these things, most of the time you're going to get, if you don't just hit something insanely hard with this tip that will bow the ferrule out, and as long as you don't bend the actual blades, and that more times than not, you can reuse these. So most of the time I can get on average around 3 deer per broadhead, assuming I don't miss and hit a rock or, something stupid. And I've put them through plenty of shoulders. So that being said, one of the things I've learned is you can get on Amazon and you can buy replacement sets of blades for these things. And they'll come with extra bands, these little yellow shrink wrap bands that's on them. They'll come with extra bands. They'll come with usually a wrench to take this little Allen screw out. And then they'll come with a full set of blades. So 6 blades total, enough to replace all your blades in 3 heads, which is what they normally come in as a 3-pack. And that's usually at the first of the season I'll have a couple sets like that, right? But bow hunting, you're gonna miss, and you'll dull blades or something like that, or you'll run them through a deer, and sometimes they're still really, really sharp. If you just get a good clean broadside shot where it's just passing through ribs, and then all the crap in between, if you don't get into the shoulder a lot or anything, usually those blades are still super sharp, and you can just, if you don't bend it, you can just put a new band on it, clean it up good, which I always take the screw out of mine, take the blades out, clean the inside of the ferrule out real good, and the blades off real good, and then put it all back together after every time I shoot one through an animal or into the dirt, because I want that to be ready to rock and roll for the next deer. But one of the things I've learned as far as, so if you don't have a set of replacement blades, and I've got this little box here, come with a different set of broadhead blades, but I've got a ton of different little replacement blades for these broadheads, and none of these are new replacement sets. All of these are used blades off of other broadheads that I didn't bend and that didn't get chipped up real bad or anything like that. And so I've got these like really sharp. But what you can do, so how I was sharpening them is I would take this is actually just a Gerber fillet knife that I use when I'm processing deer a lot, cutting the silver skin off and stuff. But there's a little pull through sharpener on here, and I was using the little pull through sharpener to sharpen my broadheads. I just put them in that thing and just pull them through and resharpen them that way. And you can get them pretty decently sharp just doing that, to where you can just sharpen them up that way and reuse them again. This is another little cheap pull through sharpener. It's just some steel washers. I think my grandpa picked this up at a yard sale or something and gave it to me. But this thing works really good. You can literally take that broadhead blade, and you can do it with it on the broadhead or off. So you can just take the blade, put it in between those washers, and just pull it through. And usually you can do that a few times, and you can get that thing like, I'm not going to say shaven sharp, but you can get it actually really, really sharp again pretty quick with very minimal effort, to where you can get it back on the broadhead and get back in the woods and confidently shoot more deer with those same blades without having to replace them. So if you're looking to save you a little money, you don't have to get one like this, but get you some type of little pull through sharpener. So even if you have, let me show you on this one, even if you don't take the blades off, I'll pop the band off right here. You can fold the blades out. I keep one folded in when I'm doing this. You can just fold the blades out like this and set it in the sharpener and pull them through just like that and get them pretty sharp. The only part it may have trouble getting is right against the ferrule. So that's why I do like to take mine out, because if they're out, when you sharpen it, you can put it in like this and sharpen it. And then once you get it so sharp, you can just turn it around right here and catch the backside too. And that'll get them plenty sharp enough to where you can run them again. Anyways, that's just my little tip with these things. I really, really like these. They're cheap. That's just one little thing that I've learned to do to get the most life out of your blades. Oh, sorry, I just ate. But like I said, most of the time, you can just put them in that pull through and pull them through. And that's just one of the things that I've learned to get the most life out of these blades. And these pull through ones will take a little more material off maybe than other sharpening methods. But you can get these, you can get all kinds of different little pull through ones. I mean, they sell some little bitty handheld ones, Smith ones at Walmart and stuff. That's just two little things, you know, that cross and you just put your knife or whatever in it and pull through. And those are not necessarily great sharpeners for knives. I don't really care for them for knives a whole lot, but in a pinch, they'll get your blades sharp enough back to where you can keep doing what you need to do or whatever. But for these little broadhead blades, they work really well, these pull-through sharpeners. So you can get the most life you can out of these blades and get right back to hunting with them. And like I said, so long as you don't bend them, they seem to work really, really well. I really like them. Like I said, I've been running these for 3 seasons now, and I love them. I'm only pulling 66 pounds with my Elite. That's what the draw weight's set at. And it's like a 28.5, 29-inch draw, something like that. I don't really remember right off the top of my head. So I'm not getting like the most insane speeds out of that bow ever or whatever. But I don't usually have a problem getting a full pass through unless you just bury it up in that offside shoulder. Like if you go through the one shoulder and bury it in the offside shoulder in like a weird part of it, like in the knuckle or something, sometimes you won't get a full pass through. But for the most part, you guys can go back and watch the kills on all the different videos of all the deer hunts that I've had. Like there's always a really good, sometimes there's not as good of an entrance wound. Like sometimes you'll just get the 1 inch. I have had bigger entrance wounds than that on some of them, but there's always a really killer exit. And that's what you're going for. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's just how I resharpen those to get the most life out of them and stay as productive as I can in the woods. And it's just a very cost-effective way for extending the life of these things. Like I said, assuming you don't bend the blades. Anyways, thanks. I'll catch you guys in the next one.